Hello, everybody. We are back with another 16-star race. This time we got RockChalk and Aki getting ready to kick off here in just a minute. We just wrapped up a pretty nice race, and hopefully we're going to get some more interesting content, man. It's been really exciting to be in the booth with you guys. I hope that you guys are enjoying. If you have been and you think you want to maybe see some races like this in person, get to see the runners and a crowd watching, there is going to be a live event. If you do exclamation point tickets, I believe, or exclamation point pace, you can get information on the live event that is going to be going on in April. I'm going to be there, and so is Electric, and it's going to be pretty exciting. As we are about to kick off, we are waiting for Electric to get back. He had to run to the bathroom. Priorities are important here. As we're going to get kicked off here, I believe both of these runners do go for Lobby BLJ. I have not gotten to watch Aki's races yet. I did get the pleasure of commentating RockChalk's last race, though. He has been doing very well, actually. As far as points are concerned, he is up there. He's in 4th place right now with 6 points. Only one behind Aki with 7. This is going to be a really big opportunity for him to jump up and maybe even leap over Aki, which would be very, very impressive. These points are going to go a long way. Could be the difference between making it in the playoffs or not, as well as seeding. So here we go, about to kick off this race. Let me see in the chat who you guys are rooting for. We see some clocks. We see some rooting for Aki and some rooting for RockChalk. Always nice to see. Support your runners, guys. These guys work really, really hard every single day. Both runners able to get Lucky 2 skip there pretty flawlessly. Pretty routine for both of these guys. Both are going to be going for Lobby BLJ like you would expect. And let's see how it goes. You might mess with little inputs because of the nerves, as RockChalk is going to go for a ground pound. Aki going to be messing up a little bit as well, but he's able to get the speed, while RockChalk struggling there for a second, able to get some speed. Got through the door, a little bit funky looking. Oh, is he going to be able to get through? Oh my goodness, that was very, very well done. You have to have experience with that speed with Lobby BLJ. Had so much speed, he was able to go back and forth. Oh, as Aki's going to take a death. Oh, Aki's going to take a death, falling there over the little square cube, hovering over for that second red coin. And RockChalk is going to take the lead. Oh my goodness, guys. That was some insanity there. I cannot believe what I just saw with my eyes. The robot himself just crashed. Akki.exe has failed. You might want to report this issue, as RockChalk is having a pretty clean Dark World Reds. Gotta say, I'm a little bit impressed, especially after that struggle with Lobby BLJ early on. It was nice to see him get in there with, some weird movement. Aki, recovering, though, like he does. Actually, making up some time just by, how fast that cycle was. That was quite impressive. It's going to look like we're going to have about 10-15 seconds separating these guys going. Oh, is Aki's going to take a bonk here? Maybe a little bit of nerves going into this race. A little bit surprised to see, Aki having some mess-ups here. But, RockChalk just barely hitting that. That first hitbox is pretty nice. Able to get it, though. Overall, RockChalk has to be happy with the start that he's had. Aki not trailing too far behind, though. Able to land that throw as well. The opposite side of RockChalk. Oh, RockChalk going for the dab, wanting those swag points. Can't blame him, but you're asking for something bad to happen when you're going for swag points against Aki. Aki dancing around, though, wanting to show off a little bit too, saying, hey, check this out, I got some moves as well. As both runners are going to be going into Womps here. Like I was discussing with Electric in the last race, it'll be interesting to see if these guys go for texture setup or the full-on setup for Cannonless. I mean, we saw it pay off for Benny last time to just go with the full setup. We'll have to see what goes on here. Both of these guys, excellent runners, have both put up really strong Womps in some of their other performances. And we got RockChalk going for Owls here. A little bit too far to the right there. A little bit awkward. Gonna give Aki an opportunity to make up some time. Going forward again. Able to get more left that time. Right into the center. Very nice. Able to pull it off. But Aki flying through with his movement. Wow. Wow. You can tell that guy is one of the best. That was some awesome movement. You see RockChalk not really making any mistakes. Playing really, really well. Akki, though, you know, able to bounce back from his mistakes with some god tier movement. As we're going to see RockChalk go for texture setup. Cross your fingers for him, guys. Able to pull it off. Very nice. Akki gonna go for it as well. Wow, not even looking. He just said, you know, this is it. I've got it. This is my setup. I don't need to mess around. I don't even need to look at it. Just going right for it. Wow. This is a race, ladies and gentlemen. This is a race. Both of these guys gonna be able to wrap up Womps pretty easy here. Nice little side flip star. Usually an opportunity for these guys. Wipe their hands off on their pants a little bit. Say, all right, get the sweat out. And, you know, really start thinking about what's going to be happening with Pillarless. And insane to the start, though. Wow, you couldn't have really asked for anything better for both of these runners as far as excitement is concerned. Again, let me see in the chat, guys, who you're rooting for in this race. As both guys are getting into the basement. Wow, just a couple of seconds separating these guys.
Yep, and it seems that I got back right at the perfect time, and we've really got ourselves a race, folks. Sorry about that delay. Had a IRL situation pop up, but Baz, fill me in. What's this race look like so far?
Both players got lobby BLJ pretty quickly. Akki getting it on like his second try, and RockChalk had to get like some really funky way to get in there. But Akki took a death. As RockChalk is going to get pillars here. Akki not trailing too far behind though. But Akki took a death in Dark World, giving RockChalk the lead, and RockChalk just had a bonk on Owlet, and that's about where we're at. Aki's had some very, very strong movement to lower the gap, but it's just been very impressive showcase by both runners so far, as you can see with that pillar lane.
Yep, and Akki actually save quitting there. Wow. That's a mistake that you just hate to see, and you know what? That happened during his matches with Benny too. So something must be going on with Akki IRL. I mean, there's something that is just not exactly working out well for him recently.
Yeah, I think this is why we saw Benny was just saving, continuing after every single star last time. But I mean, that shows why you would do it right there. I cannot believe we just witnessed a save and quit in a race. That's insane. You said he did it in his last race against Benny as well?
Yup. I mean, there must be something kind of just something going wrong on Aki's end. Maybe a new controller, some sort of TV issue. I mean, this is not the Akki that we've seen so many times before.
Yeah, showing that the robot might have some problems going on. Someone might have spilled some Sprite on him. Not quite sure, but I mean, look how seamlessly he's been able to get right back down, though, and get going. Oh my goodness, I should have kept my mouth shut. Commentator's curse coming through on the easiest start of the game.
You're just speaking just a tad too soon, and I mean, Akki showing what sort of consequences that can have. Man, yeah, and you really just I can't get over the save quit. I think Akki must have been trying out that new hold left strat, and it just wasn't working for him. RockChalk not able to get the triple jump though, giving Akki at least a decent sort of chance. And one more attempt before he takes a death here on the triple jump wall kick. And it looks good, but
the death!
The rage pause and everything. Akki now has another shot.
Crawling around. Oh my goodness. This is basically tied back up. Even after a save and quit. Are you kidding me right now? I honestly cannot believe what I'm seeing. This race has been absolutely insane so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is not at all the Akki that we're used to seeing, but also RockChalk not quite taking advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, Akki, even with his mess ups, showing why he's, you know, the best of the best. His movement has just been so good. It's been able to make up for those big time losses. As he's burning his butt there to get over to the middle by the volcano. Very nice, but like, wow. I'm just shocked by how this run has started off. Wow.
Yeah, we're certainly hoping that the next two runs show off a better side of Akki that we're more used to seeing. It's just, I really wonder, I mean, I don't think he's been running any other categories or any other games. I'm really just curious to be able to kind of just understand what's going on with him recently.
Yeah, he's definitely playing a little bit, you know, not like himself, but I mean at the same time, like I was just saying, he's able to make up for those mistakes with just some really good gameplay at times. And RockChalk, besides that death, has honestly played very, very smoothly right now. Might honestly have to hope for Aki to take another spill, just because his movement is so clean, man. It's hard. You're fighting an uphill battle even when you're in the lead against this guy.
Yup. I mean, you have to be constantly pulling out your best strats, the things that you may not feel 100% consistent at, but you believe in yourself enough that you think you can get them.
I mean, he's just. I honestly, I'm just like, I'm still thinking about that save and quit. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Right? I mean, it's so weird to see it once, but to see it from Aki twice within 2 league matches, it's rare. That's really the only word for it.
I mean, that's a rare thing to see even in just your normal runs when you're doing tons and tons of resets. I mean, Aki has played this game a ton, as has RockChalk, and I can guarantee you that's not a thing that frequently happens to them. Maybe once every like 10 hours of attempts, you know? And the fact that we've seen it twice, like, how does that happen?
Yeah, just really strange stuff. I certainly think it must have something to do with that new strat and just not quite having it just solidified under his end. I really don't know.
Yeah, that strat, I've experimented with it a little bit myself so far, and it definitely, I think we're going to see it become more mainstream as the time goes on, but for races, it's just dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, one false move and bam, you end up being in Aki's position.
Yeah, and it can't be stated how much damage that does to your mindset and to that timer. As RockChalk is going to be able to grab Mips on the dive there. Aki not too far behind, though.
Yeah, and I mean, with the number of mistakes that Aki has made, it's certainly amazing to see him still be so close. And someone in chat claiming that Aki hasn't done runs since January 6th, aside from races. So maybe that is why we're seeing him play the way that he's been playing. Not entirely certain.
Yeah, but both players were able to get the Mips clips on both doors pretty fast there. Though. That was impressive. That would be crazy if he hasn't been doing runs since that long. I mean, if he's only really focusing on doing the league races the day of the races, that's kind of insane, right?
Oh yeah, and I mean, in that context, he's actually playing really really well for being what honestly just amounts to being rusty. And we see him going for a front sub here while RockChalk going with that clean rear. Let's see how he's able to approach. He always goes for this right side and just beautiful movement there, making up a good second or two over RockChalk.
That was a little spicy. I gotta give him credit. That was about as clean as front sub gets.
Yeah, and especially going for that right side there, it can be really harder to line up. But at the same time, it reduces even more lag, and so it's even more worthwhile. Nice pole glitch there. Looks like both of them well in line for early cycle. Let's see if RockChalk is able to get it first. Aki with that nice diving movement there. Not dealing at all with the slide.
Coming up on the reverse funnel.
Yup, they're both on that rail there. And I mean, see, this is why I call it a reverse funnel, because it's not exactly a perfect funnel. And you notice that the solid part at the top has a much steeper gradient than the bottom. And so I think that's even though that can be a feature of many funnels, I think that in this specific case it warrants calling it something different.
I can't help myself but to agree with you. As we see both of them land the throw, only about 3 or 4 seconds separating these guys. I mean,
yeah, and you see
incredible.
You see that minor time save from the single burn setup instead of the double burning into the funnel from Aki's side.
That's just a matter of, experience going for those extra fast strats, 16 star is just such an optimized category. Guys like Aki are going for every little. Oh wow, almost gonna be synced up here. RockChalk having trouble saving and quitting. What I was gonna say, Aki, more experience going for those little, quarter to a half second time save.
Yep, and we'll see. We'll see if RockChalk is able to get these BLJs really quickly, because this is certainly Aki's specialty.
Oh! Oh my goodness! This is a crazy race!
And RockChalk matching. That's surprising. Aki getting near instantaneously, but RockChalk not losing a lot of time to it. And Aki, despite all the mistakes, he is back on top.
It would just be incredible if he won this race after a death and a save and quit. Having about a 10-second lead right now, though.
Yeah, I mean, from RockChalk's perspective, it's got to feel pretty weird knowing that you didn't make anywhere near as significant of mistakes, and yet the race is still not ending up in your corner.
Yeah, RockChalk, if there's one thing I gotta give him credit for, and what I've seen in his gameplay on both leagues so far, is he's so well adapted to when he makes mistakes. Like, he has not had a clean sweep where he's just played clean all the way through, but he's just able to bounce back from his mistakes. But you can't afford to make mistakes on this guy. I mean, RockChalk has his one death, and that's it. Aki, is spilling enough spaghetti to feed several homeless countries, and still able to come back and take the lead like that. Like, wow.
Yeah, but it may come down to throws now. Aki needs one more throw to clinch out this race, but missing this one could give RockChalk an opening, and it's good. Aki not even needing to look at it to know that it's gonna hit.
Wow. I feel like I've said that like 50 times this race, and I still haven't said it enough.
Yep, I mean, this has certainly been one for the ages. A 16-22 with a save and quit and a death. How often do you see that?
Wow. I just, again, like, may I say it another 50 times, because, I mean, a 16-20 is a great race time just in general. Like, even if you didn't have any mess up. Like, we just saw Benny play, near flawlessly in those last runs, and he was getting, like, 16-20s. And Aki, going around filling spaghetti literally everywhere, and was still able to get a 16-20. I mean, the guy is just a powerhouse.
Just an actual robot, and when Mario.exe is running properly, it shows.
Yeah, it's just a work of art, honestly. Speedrunning is an art form. I don't care what anyone says.
It certainly is, with just the level of precision required to execute some of these strats. It certainly is more akin to an art than most other things that you could compare it to.
Especially a category like 16 star that's just so optimized, I mean, this category, you're just so used to seeing tons and tons of resets. So when you've got these guys, who are used to one little mess up and restarting, having to continue after a save and quit, and are able to come back and play as if nothing happened, that's incredible right there. You can tell that we're dealing with some top talented guys here. These are the best of the best.
You certainly said it, and I mean, that's just, it really goes to show how much anyone facing Aki has their work cut out for them, that RockChalk still couldn't overcome him with the save and quit.
I mean, and that was, by no means RockChalk's best run, but that was a solid run, and RockChalk is definitely no scrub. And going for a ground pound there, manipulating the RNG, but it just shows, how robotic Aki is as a player.
Yep, just like a machine.
No!
And RockChalk making a visit outside as Aki visits the darkest world of them all.
Yeah, RockChalk just didn't really enjoy that view the first time through. Wanted to make sure he fully appreciated the design.
I mean, you can't blame him. It's a pretty elegant courtyard. When you think of that courtyard being the first 3D platformer environment that most people saw, I mean, It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Aki getting shocked there a little bit, but he's had a pretty solid start to this race. You definitely saw him go a little bit slower on that second coin. He did not elect to do the rollout last. Oh, whew, scaring us there. Couldn't decide if he wanted to grab the ledge or die for a second.
Yeah, one of those decisions, seems to be slightly better than the other. Not quite sure.
Yeah, definitely close. Him messing around here at the end has made it where RockChalk is really not that far behind.
Yep. And it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this still plays out.
Yeah, Aki's definitely gonna have to be careful. RockChalk, like I said, no scrub, played very well in the last race besides that one death. No dancing there, but able to get a good spin and a good throw on Aki's side. Let's see if RockChalk can replicate. Also no dancing. Bowser, a no-nonsense guy this time around. Has no time for partying, knows that the runs are going to take, just a little over 16 minutes.
Yep, and I mean, Bowser, especially in a speedrunning context, he certainly has to just be dreading these fights. Because, I mean, he knows that he's got no chance. He knows that he's just instantly going to get grabbed and thrown, and it's just going to be a bad time all the way around.
Absolutely. Hopefully the paycheck that GSA is giving him for showing up every week is making it worth it.
I would hope so too, but you gotta wonder if GSA's paycheck to him is bigger or if Peach's personal paycheck.
Who? Gotta say, Bowser must be an extremely rich guy, then. Aki gonna be going for owls here. Can we get some love for Bowser for showing up every week in the chat? I think he's owed it.
Yeah, I mean, really underappreciated. People just keep painting him as this villain, which, I mean, he is a villain, but he puts the work in, and that's something that at least has to be somewhat appreciated.
Absolutely.
RockChalk also with just a glorious Owlus.
I mean, these guys are just putting on a show for us right now. As Aki, going for texture step, not as fast as he was last time. Last time, he might as well, it was like a new OG, basically. It was insane. Let's see if RockChalk also goes for texture. He did last time.
Yep. And it looks like the lineup is good. And
no!
Unfortunately, gonna have to go for that shoot into the wild blue as a backup instead. This is not time that you want to lose against an opponent like Aki.
Yeah, I mean, I can't, confirm anything because, it's like I stereotype of saying 16 stars is crazy. 16 stars is crazy. But something like that by itself might be enough to make it where Aki just won this race, That speaks to the level of competition that they're playing at.
Yeah, and with such a short category, every second truly counts. RockChalk able to get it this time around at least. And so he's going to be able to join Aki in the basement shortly. Let's see how Aki's SSL goes. Hopefully better luck this time around than last.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some crazy stuff. I mean, we've only commentated 2 races together, and it seems like something always happens with Pillarless for one of the runners, so never know. Aki getting a pretty clean start to his Pillarless, though.
And the height's good, and just perfect. I mean, you can't really ask for much of a better one. Looked like he even went for the Thomas setup at the beginning. So just stellar. RockChalk has his work already cut out for him in what could be the hardest basement level.
Absolutely, and I mean, that just speaks to the level of play again that we're seeing right there. I mean, he just came down here and made it look like it was nothing. RockChalk able to do the same thing though. Ooh, Aki messing up there with the fly guy. Not being a nice guy, shy guy, may I propose rude dude, shy dude popping up today.
Pretty interesting theory there and naming system. Rude dude, shy dude.
Yeah, because I always thought at first people called it fly guy. I didn't even hear fly guy until I started watching GSA. I've just always referred to him as a shy guy, usually hoping for nice guy, shy guy, as Aki is able to get him this time. Aki, unfortunately, running into rude dude, shy dude on this last attempt.
Yeah, and making that bonk like that is just super rough because Number one, it's unexpected. And number two, it's honestly pretty challenging to actually back up.
Yeah, it can definitely be pretty rough. RockChalk is able to close out SSL though, maybe able to make up a little bit of time because of Aki's mess up with the fly guy. Oh, Aki's gonna burn himself. Might mess up his timing here for the 8 reds, but that's wishful thinking for RockChalk fans. Aki able to clean it up like it's not.
Yep, just the reactions from Aki are certainly, I think, what's been saving all of his runs so far is just being able to recognize those mistakes and at least try to recover from them quickly.
Yeah, I mean it's just super impressive. I mean, when you can save and quit and die and still get a low 16, you've got something going for you as far as your skills to adapt. Able to get that rolling star, very nice and easy. No log required.
Yeah, I mean, the log really gets absolutely no love. The developers spend so much time making this, metal cage routing, making sure that the log physics actually work right.
Oh, RockChalk again!
Just cannot seem to land this triple jump for anything, and, this is ultimately what cost him the last race.
Yeah, can't help but think, to himself, if he wouldn't have died last time on that, he could have stolen a game. And I think that you're seeing that still affect him here, unfortunately.
Yep, but able to get it that second time around at least, so not losing too much time, especially when compared to the death last time. But, I mean, Aki isn't giving him any breathing room, and so RockChalk does not need to be making mistakes like this.
Yeah, Aki has kind of decided this time he isn't going to be messing around. It was a little too close for comfort last time. Hasn't had any major mess ups so far. RockChalk gonna need to hope something happens. I mean, that was the biggest mess up we've really seen from Aki so far since SSL was, jumping and hitting the bottom of the pole instead of halfway up. RockChalk gonna be getting into the volcano as well. Can't help but appreciate the dabbing emotes that are in the chat, as well as the flexing meter. It looks like, what is that?
That, yeah, some sort of speedometer, and meanwhile, just stellar gameplay from Aki at the moment. Just wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is just. It's so easy yet so difficult to commentate over it, just because there's so much awesomeness going on, but at the same time you're looking at it and you're just kind of in awe. You're not used to seeing people play at this high of a level, even in races, even in GSA. You have some amazing competitors, but these guys are just going above and beyond right now.
Yeah, and Aki especially, really pulling out all the stops on this run. I think he's finally started feeling himself and really been able to recover drastically from those previous mistakes that have just plagued his last 4 runs for GSA.
Yeah, he's just really, Aki's not giving him any at all. I mean, when you fall 2 stars behind against Aki, it's time to go ahead and start thinking about that 3rd race and how you can get a point on him. That's just... It's hard. It's hard. Even if you're playing flawlessly, it's hard. I mean, the same thing can be said the other way around. Aki knows he can't mess around too much, otherwise RockChalk will catch right back up to him. But, I mean, it was rough for anyone going against Aki, even when they did have a lead. Can't help but feel nervous for RockChalk's chances here in this race.
Yep, and especially after chat pointing out that there was a death from RockChalk's side that somehow both commentators managed to completely gloss over. Don't even know how exactly that happened. I mean, with how crazy that Aki's races have been so far, I think it's safe to say that it was probably just we were focusing on his screen at that moment.
Yeah, also not gonna lie, had a moment not too long ago where my screen froze for about 30 seconds. So that may or may not have been when it happened, but that would make sense as why the lead definitely got a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it could certainly be due to that Discord fault. Discord not exactly the most reliable app in the world, but what is reliable is that dive MIPS grab that RockChalk just executed. So Aki with a decently sizable lead going through Triple D, but let's see how RockChalk is able to make the best of what's honestly kind of a bad situation at the moment.
I mean, he had a pretty clean miss there. Oh, Aki gonna miss front sub. Might be the break that RockChalk needs. Might need him to mess up a couple more times as he's gonna adjust the setup, take his time.
Trying to get realigned, eating all of that lag. Wow.
I mean, even then, that time loss not gonna be quite enough to let RockChalk catch back up. I mean, he's really looking at needing Aki to probably take a death here in Fire Sea if he's gonna have a realistic shot. Either that or some mess of BLJs as Aki burning his butt there, going to definitely be missing the fast cycle. Can't get the pole glitch either. Kind of just admitting defeat. Gonna probably just be going for that normal cycle now. Gonna be impossible for fast cycle.
Yeah, I mean, Fire Sea without reds is really unforgiving on making this quick cycle.
Yeah, I mean, RockChalk, if he is able to get the fast cycle, he would just be an Aki missed BLJ or two away, but that's asking for so much. As he is able to get the pole glitch, though. Gonna be able to save himself some time.
Yeah, this could be the turning point that RockChalk has needed in this race. And
Yeah,
chat already predicting that it could come down to Bowser throws. You know, a little bit too early to tell. Aki certainly just a machine with those BLJs. Oh no, RockChalk taking a single burn there. Certainly, I mean, I wonder how much he's practiced that single burn strat on the ending. Going for that much safer ending instead. Bit slower, but I mean, not risking anything really like he would be if he'd just gone for the single burn right into the funnel.
Yeah, definitely was clenched up a little bit there for that. I was worried. He looked like he was going to just barely not make it. Able to recover, though. It's hard not to freak out when you have that first burn, you know?
Oh yeah.
No! RockChalk with the miss!
And the rage cameraing, I definitely prefer the rage camera changes to rage pausing.
Oh, agreed. Because you never know what's going to happen. You know, that pause could screw you over.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, all you're really doing is just losing yourself time with that pause, even more so than the mistake would have lost you. Let's see, Aki, it's good. He's about to make his way through. Okay. Something weird happening. Okay. Finally managing to clip through, giving RockChalk a little bit of an opportunity, but RockChalk is going to need just a perfect BLJ to be able to save any sort of time over Aki's there.
Yeah, that missed throw might have been the nail in the coffin for him, unfortunately. Had he been able to nail that, you know, we'd be looking at about a 10, 15-second time difference potentially. But right now, he's really gonna need a death from Aki, or at least 2 or 3 missed Bowser throws, and that's if he has perfect BLJs.
And let's see here, not able to get the first set to catch. What about this second set here?
That's not nice.
Yup. Able to make
going for right. Sorry. Oh, missing it. Oh.
Going for stationary right side, getting it second try there. Going to be going for a mid 16 here going into Bowser, it looks like.
Yeah, he able to recover there. You know, RockChalk got some decent BLJs, but that's not gonna be good enough here to come back, unfortunately. Unless Aki, you know, decides he wants to throw Bowser around a little bit too much.
But already landing that first good throw, so somewhat unlikely. We'll have to see how he handles. Okay, 2 throws good. Just comes down to this third one here as RockChalk taking a fall onto that wooden bridge. And Aki, yet again, showing us how cool guys don't look at explosions. They just blow people like Bowser up and then walk away.
Is he going to be looking at another sub 1630 here?
That is the case. And, I mean, certainly better than save quitting and dying in a run, but this also was not Aki's top performance. So I'm really curious to what exactly we're going to see in race 4 now. Or race 3. commentator getting confused as to how exactly numbers work.
Yeah, I mean, I would also be really interested to see what would happen in a game 4. As RockChalk, you know, enjoyed those stairs the first time up so much, had to go back for seconds. As we are about to kick off game 3, I see that ticket command up in the chat. Can't help but be excited for pace. Runners like this and races like this make it where, you know, it's hard not to be excited about a live event like that, you know?
Of course. I mean, even though it's still about 3 months away, I'm super hyped about it already.
I mean, if we can get races to be anything like this in the playoffs and the grand finals, we are honestly going to be in for a trip, especially with, you know, so much on the line for these guys. I mean, not just playing for pride now, also playing to bring home the big bucks, you know, that's got to add a little bit of extra pressure, a little bit of extra incentive, you know. I think that might be part of the reason why you see some of these guys so nervous. Some of these runners not used to being on as big of a stage as GSA offers, you know.
It could certainly be the case. I haven't really thought of it that way, but very good point. It's definitely going to be exciting to see how exactly the cash prize ends up factoring into nerves for these guys.
I mean, maybe even less of that, more of, I mean, some of these guys aren't used to, you know, getting to race in front of a couple of hundred to 1,000 people, you know? I mean, maybe these, like, you know, world record holders, but some of these other guys, even though they're strong runners, you're going up in front of a really big audience, as both of these guys going for lack of 2 skip, able to get it nice and routinely. But you know, there's an added pressure to know that everybody's watching you, and you got people commentating over your run and critiquing you. You know, it's definitely different from the normal just streaming race. As Aki messing up getting into the pillar to do lobby BLJ, not gonna matter too much though. As RockChalk not able to get through. Oh, messing up on his speed, just clipping right on through the stairs. As Aki is able to get lobby BLJ.
Yeah, Aki making short work after that initial pillar clipping fail. And you know, to add on to what you were saying about pace, I think one of the best things that pace is going to offer is normally, like in GDQs, for instance, you mainly see races between the just biggest runners, like you see like a Cheese v Punk K or something. But for pace, you're going to see all of these really good top runners that just haven't had the opportunity to strut their stuff on this top level stage like that.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's what's so exciting about these leagues, you know, is it's giving, you know, it's giving some players who, you know, are very skilled but don't have as much exposure an opportunity to get that exposure and an opportunity to get to play the best of the best. And I mean, like you were saying, that's gonna make pace just that much more interesting. RockChalk, you know, just kind of rage jump kicking, kind of memeing around at this point. Frustrated knowing that he could have taken that game 1. Things have kind of just gone downhill for him since that death, unfortunately.
Yeah, and having this
Oh.
another just wretched start. I mean, Aki is nearly an entire Dark World ahead. This is not where you want to start out a game 3, where all you're hoping for is just getting a point.
Yeah, I mean, at least the one thing that RockChalk has going for him is he's played very well in his races. And you know, he has, I believe he has 5 or 6 points right now. Yes, he is sitting at 6 points. He is sitting at the 4th spot right now. Might end up sacrificing a spot or 2 for potentially taking a 3-0 loss here. But you know, he's played so well in his other races that he can kind of afford the slip up that he's having right now. Still, though, you're playing against some of these awesome guys. You don't know if you're gonna end up winning anymore, you know?
Yeah, and you would like to think that Aki is going to be the hardest competition you'll face, but it's really not the case. I mean, Aki being the world record holder is a very obvious force to be reckoned with, but you've also got these guys that may not have these just ridiculous PBs, but they're just really consistent, and it can be just so hard playing against them if you're trying to go for faster strats that end up costing you time because of your lack of consistency. And so it's like it's been said many times in many ways, the leagues and really GSA as a whole,
Aki
with
take the
a
slip.
dive off of that concrete platform. But a platform like GSA really allows for a new type of speedrunner to dominate.
I just like that, it's a big opportunity for runners, Oh, RockChalk, missing the throw. You can't help but feel really bad for him.
Yeah, just not playing anywhere near his A game at the moment.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, especially after seeing him play so well in that first race and in that second race too, honestly, besides his death. Oh, it's Aki taking another spill on Cannonless. Hold on a second, guys. All hope might not be lost. It's Aki making up an interesting backup here.
Yeah, can't say I've ever seen that one. And let's see how texture setup goes for him without coins, and it's good.
Wow, that was something. Able to pull off that weird backup though. At first, I was really confused. Thought maybe he was just doing something out of anger. Able to pull it off though. RockChalk. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say same here. I mean, it kind of looked as if he had gotten a bit confused and was going for Womp's 100 or something, but the backup worked out for him. That's really all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of 70-star runners in 16-star leagues, so we'll not be surprised if, one day somebody, just happens to forget and by muscle memory goes for the Womps 100. Aki, maybe a little error in his programming for a second, but able to pull through.
Yep, now, very, very beautiful pillarless as we've come to expect from this and the last race from Aki. And RockChalk with a fall on shoot to the Wild Blue Star. That's not a fall you see every day, and that's fairly costly.
Yeah,
it's not that it... Oh, go on, sorry.
No, we're just both so excited to talk. It's unfortunate, but mistakes happen and they come in bunches, especially when it comes to movement mistakes. Aki having a little bit of a weird movement there with the fly guy for a second, but able to pull it off, as you were saying.
Yeah, it kind of looked as if he was like almost a bit low on the pillar, so I'm a tad surprised that it worked. And what was it that it's hard to remember with all the action moving so fast.
Yeah.
But let's see, Aki has the most difficult couple of stars in SSL out of the way. Gonna be moving on to Triple L.
We have seen RockChalk did take a death on the Rolling Log Star. Can't help but think maybe Aki pulls off a death here, makes it where RockChalk can get back in it. I mean, it's just so unfortunate because, taking a burn there, but that beginning of the race just really set him behind, and it gets in your head. It really does, and. He knows he's playing against Aki. He probably thinks Aki's already, finishing up bits right now. So he already feels defeated in his head, but it's just like, I mean, if he could have, just gotten it a attempt or two faster, he would be right there in this race right now,
Yup, and I mean, that's what's really unfortunate, especially about a category like 16-star, where major mistakes like that, you don't really have the opportunity to compensate for them. Aki
running
right off the platform, and RockChalk taking a death in SSL.
Oh man, that just went bad to worse for him. Oh man, Aki able to pull off that triple jump there, but that was, man. Oh, another one! Oh my goodness! An absolute meltdown.
And this isn't even going for pillarless, just falling repeatedly into the sand vortex. Aki trying to give him at least a little bit of leeway earlier, but just not accepting it whatsoever. Okay, now he's made it past. Let's see if he's actually able to get the Talon Star this time, but man.
That was rough to watch. Commentators not missing RockChalk's death this time around. We're prepared.
Yeah, and I mean, with two of them, it'd be pretty difficult to miss. That's for sure.
I mean, RockChalk was needing something like that to happen on the other side. That's rough. That's the only word I can think of to describe what just happened.
And that seems to be a pretty general situation, is when someone has this pretty significant deficit, it's normally them that's making the mistakes that you would hope to see from the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I really do think that confidence just plays a huge factor in it. I mean, we saw with the last set of races as well. You know, when a player has momentum, oh, RockChalk having to take a death, accidentally re-entered SSL.
I mean, actually, an intentional death this time around,
Yeah,
but an
still not a
entire
death you want.
stage behind. Oh yeah.
Man, this is rough, but you know, he only has one life left, and you can't help, as the chat is pointing out. You kind of think to yourself, are we going to potentially see a game over? That's just kind of how it's gone so far for him.
Yeah, no, it seems that RockChalk, at least a couple of times, has actually made a file 1 save. So, you know, maybe purposely trying to play a little bit safe there as far as save data is concerned. Not quite sure.
Yeah, at this point though, he can't take any more deaths. Taking a
And
little bit of burn.
a mistake like that is just another thing that he really can't afford right now.
Yeah, as chat is pointing out, I mean he's a solid 2 minutes or more behind right now. He's gonna need Aki to definitely die more than once. You know, gonna have to lose like 3 or 4 lives to get this race, back to even. Or who knows? Maybe we've seen crazy stuff happen. Maybe Mips disappears in the door. That would be basically an instant win for him. If something like that happens.
Yep,
Matter
I
of time
mean,
before it does.
really, your only option there is the good old save and quit. And even then, I'm not exactly sure how the MIP spawning works in that situation. So, as long as you don't collect the star, I believe he will always respawn.
Yeah, I believe, I guess what you would do in that situation, since you don't have a save file, is maybe go back into SSL and collect the pyramid star real fast, and just save and quit off of that. I don't know. That is not something I've been familiar with. Not something that you really see quite often. As Aki able to grab MIPS.
Yeah, it's
And
certainly not something you ever want to have to deal with. And let's see how Aki manages to finish out this second clip here. Ooh, not actually getting that glitched wall kick.
yeah, still able to get, oh, taking a bonk. Needs about another 30 of those, and we'll be even right back up.
30, I think, is putting the number maybe a little bit too conservatively. RockChalk's deficit right now is certainly a fair bit daunting, to say the least.
And he's struggling with this box kick. Unfortunate, especially since we saw him do it so well on those first 2 races.
Yeah, that's really just always rough to see someone repeatedly have trouble with something that initially came really easy to them.
Yeah, it's again one of those, the mistakes do come in bunches, and like things that you're usually really strong on. As he's having an interesting time re-entering the stage there, things that you usually just nail, your hands are shaky, your mind's not with it. You know, you're feeling the burn. And things like that just happen. As Aki does make his way in the Fire RC, having a pretty comfortable lead. Ooh, gonna have a ledge grab there. May or may not mess up his chances of getting early cycle. Definitely gonna hurt him there.
Yeah, not able to get that pull glitch, just completely misaligned now. And RockChalk finally talking to Toad, going to be able to make his way out of HMC after one more star grab.
It'll be interesting to see. Maybe RockChalk will be able to grab early cycle, save himself some time. Maybe get a little bit closer back in this race. Oh, Aki taking a burn.
And let's see, he's able to make it safely across. Going to be going for the 70-star style ending rather than the multi-burn method. And RockChalk getting bodied by one of these rolling rocks.
Betrayal.
Yup. Using a couple too many A presses, and his brethren just do not like that at all.
I just really hate to see it, but we can't let that take away from what Aki just did. I mean, the fact that he was able to take that burn and then just recover so smoothly as RockChalk, missing MIPS.
Oh boy, getting the safety grab though, and optimizing it so that he's fairly close to the door again. That's certainly one thing that's probably the worst part about failing a MIPS grab is that you have to walk so slowly with him in your hands.
Yeah, it really is unfortunate. Chat, much better at math than I am, able to calculate how many bonks RockChalk needs to be hoping for.
Yeah, 150 seems to be the consensus number, which, I mean, I could see it. I could see Aki getting 150 bonks just right in a row.
Yeah, that would be definitely something. I mean, but according to what I keep saying all night, you know, it's 16 star. Anything can happen. You know, it's just a matter of time before we see Aki with 150 bonks in a row. You know, that's just GSA for you.
Yep, I mean, it could very easily see Aki just repeatedly taking deaths in bits, and that'd really be what it would take. Especially RockChalk going for it and missing front sub now, just eating a bundle of lag. This is just really unfortunate to see Aki in the sky before RockChalk has even touched the Fire Sea.
Yeah, I mean it's always crazy when you have players in two different Bowser stages, but Aki potentially gonna be done with final Bowser before RockChalk even gets to fight Fire Sea Bowser, you know?
Could be the case. We'll have to see Aki on really nice low 16 pace still.
Yeah, even with his mess up, still extremely consistent. Still looking at a pretty good time as RockChalk going for red. May or may not be watching the stream, knowing what's happening right now. Gonna showcase some 70 star strike. Yeah, Aki having a little bit of an awkward interaction there with Bowser.
And not quite able to get around him in that proper position to be able to keep throwing.
Able to recover though pretty well with a decent setup as RockChalk just getting rock shocked. It's a little bit unfortunate, but you know, he did put up a very good fight. Definitely was entertaining to watch as Aki does land that third and final throw.
Yeah, coming out with a 16 4x. Just all three of Aki's times. Super solid for races, but certainly does still beg the question, when are we going to see that just ridiculous high 15 Aki that we've come to know and love?
I think as the season goes on and on, I think more and more likely to see it. I mean, people saying in the chat earlier that he has not been playing 16 star as much besides his races. Might see him take it a little bit more seriously as the season progresses.
I would certainly hope so. And on that note, let's see if we can go ahead and momentarily get RockChalk into the call for a post-race interview. Taking that intentional, interesting death in Fire Sea.
As
And
we are... Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was about to say, we've got RockChalk with us. RockChalk, kind of a rough set of runs. How are you?
Sorry, what?
Oh, it was a bit of a rough set of runs for you, especially with the LBLJ issues and such. How are you feeling after that set of races?
Yeah, actually not too bad. I'm gonna pretend this last one didn't even happen. We'll just talk about the first two. I've been really busy this week, so I haven't got to play much. I was expecting much worse. That first game, really, like, other than that death in LOL, was pretty good. Like, would have flirted with 15, I think, if I hadn't died there. So I played better overall than I thought I would. But then, yeah, LBLJ, it's like every race I've had, my LBLJ get progressively worse. So I don't know what's up with that, but played about how I expected, I guess. Probably a little better overall until this last one, but I kind of checked out there, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, at a certain point, definitely kind of seemed a bit like it. Now, were you following Aki's stream at all, and were you seeing what was happening in that first race?
No, I had no idea. I never watch, or I don't even look at like the timer. I don't know what pace I'm on or anything. What was happening?
So Aki actually took not only a death but a save quit during that first race. So kind of brings into question what was your overall strategy for this set of races? Were you trying to play to your most consistent strats, or knowing that you were facing someone with just such an illustrious record, were you just pulling out all your normal stops?
Yeah, pretty much the second one. I was just going for everything. Like I don't usually go for lava boost in 16, but I figured, why not? I didn't really think I had much of a chance, and apparently not. If he could die and save and quit and still win by 20 seconds. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't have like a solid strategy going in, but I just figured I'd put it all out there, see what happened.
And certainly still an admirable performance. And I mean, with Aki pulling out 3 16s, it's really hard to compete with something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, definitely GG's. Wonderful racing from your side.
Yeah, good work, man.
Yeah, thanks. GG to Aki. He's a legend.
Now, I do have to ask: is that fire alarm? Was that distracting you during the
Yeah.
race?
It's been on all day long. I put in a maintenance request and they didn't fix it, so I don't know how sleeping's gonna work. But yeah, it's been driving me crazy.
Maybe that could be something to blame
I'm
this
definitely
last little
blaming
race on.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, before we let this guy go, Baz, do you have any questions for him?
I do not have any questions. I just want to congratulate you. You did a very nice job in that first race. Obviously, lobby BLJ. It's unfortunate. It happens sometimes, but hopefully, after that first race, you have some confidence. You've done well in your other matches so far. Getting 3-0'd by Aki is nothing to be upset about, man. You definitely got a bright future in this league. Keep on grinding.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks.
And with that, we do have some awesome races going on tomorrow, starting with some Mario Kart at 2. And we also have a really nice matchup for 70 Star tomorrow night at 9:15 as well. Tons of different leagues and stuff going on tomorrow. Make sure to check that out. Electric, it has been an honor to get to com with you. And yeah.
And likewise, Baz, it is always a pleasure. And thanks everyone for watching. We hope to see you all around tomorrow. And just thanks so much for tuning into GSA.